If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. We got some speculations about Beyoncé again. Now, the album just dropped. Renaissance dropped like two weeks ago, like 1.5 weeks ago, on July 29th. I think the album is incredible. I think it'll still take some time for the album to really arrive and for people to really get behind it. But we already got a lot of people trying to figure out when the rest of the trilogy is going to drop, because this is a trilogy, the Renaissance trilogy. We know that this first one, or not the Renaissance trilogy, but just a trilogy in general, the first act was this first Renaissance album, and we know that there are going to be 2 more acts, so Act 2 and Act 3, that are still going to release at some point. And we all thought that this was going to be maybe later on this year, maybe next year, maybe something like that. But I already saw a couple of posts and a couple of theories on the subreddit that are very interesting and that portray somewhat of a different picture. So today I wanted to go over that and see when the second act could actually drop, and is looking like, from this one piece of evidence, this one leak, quote unquote, that we got, that this is actually going to be pretty soon. But we're going to break it down, so let's jump straight into this. So the first piece of evidence that supported this theory that this is dropping very soon was from the America Has a Problem lyric video. America Has a Problem is obviously a track on the album. I like it quite a bit. I like it very much, actually. And in there, at the timestamp 27 seconds, there is this like camera screen that says pause LP, and we can see that there's a timestamp. Now, not, in the video itself, but on the screen, that says 8:20. And a lot of people are thinking that this is the first hint as to why the second act will drop on August 20th. Now, hear me out. There's more to this, but this is like where it all originated from. Now, of course, checking in our calendar, the 20th is not a Friday. The 19th is a Friday. Maybe that is somehow connected to this. I also looked into the future. I also looked at 2023 and 2024. And in neither of those years is August 20th a Friday. So it doesn't seem like this is about a music release, and we'll get into that in a second as well. But let's keep going. A couple of people on the Discord also, and now this is not confirmed if this is true or not, but apparently there was this picture that was on her website that after the fact got taken down again. And a lot of people in the comments on the subreddit are like, is this fake? Like, a lot of people are saying it was on there and it got removed again, but it is this. It is this screen that says Act 2 Enlightenment, August 20th, 2022. And this gives us a little bit more, context to the whole thing, because, as I said, it's not confirmed, but this basically would say that the Act 2 of this whole trilogy, called Enlightenment, would be dropping on the 20th. You can already see the parallels right there. The Renaissance and the Enlightenment are also 2 like time eras in the history of humanity, so that's all connected to that same plot, to the same context right there. And it says August 20th, so there's also something to this as well. Now, I'm not sure if this was made after the fact, after people started making theories about the little screen in the lyric video, or if this was independently from that. If it is independently from that, then of course this could mean something. Now, note how, of course, the name Enlightenment is a new name. It's not going to be called Renaissance anymore. But also the fact that it releases on a Saturday, if it is this year, which this suggests, would mean that this is likely not a music release. And this is where it gets interesting, and a lot of people have already made up theories about this, because it's not even confirmed that the 2 other parts in the trilogy are even music, and it would be a lot of music if they are. We've gotten 16 tracks on the first album, so I don't see her dropping like 2 other 16-track albums in the near future. And a lot of people were already saying like, oh, this is the visuals, she'll drop the videos then. But then one guy pointed out very, right, so he said, I would love for this to be a thing, but 8/20, so August 20th, is a Saturday, so that's a bit weird since albums are released on Friday. Even visuals could be weird since movies are usually on Fridays as well, and other things during the week if they aren't films. I don't know. At first I read it as next year, and my heart immediately sank. Although if it's just an album announcement and not an album, that might be something. So he's saying like this could also just be an announcement. This could just be something like like, you know, the bigger announcement as to maybe new music dropping next year or anything like that. But I can't actually see this somehow being connected to the actual album without it being music. It doesn't need to be visuals, but even so, it could, you know, the music videos and visuals on YouTube aren't that connected to the old school way of releasing movies or releasing visuals that we were always on Fridays or Thursdays. So she could just do it her own way and drop it on a Saturday. I see no problem with that. So that's kind of like where we're at right now. I'm trying to break this down. So we got that little hint in the lyric video, which is still not sure if that's even supposed to mean anything. And we also got that somewhat fake image that appeared on her website, quote unquote, because people still haven't confirmed whether this is real or not real. I'm guessing, you know, if it got taken down right afterwards, that does seem a little bit weird. It seems like, you know, this is just a justification and people just make rumors about this. But it's crazy how some people already, you know, caught on to this and they're like, oh, I'll wake up on the 20th early and stuff like that. So they're already pretty hooked on the idea. Now, as I said, we can't say this for sure, but maybe you know, in the next couple of months, we'll definitely get some sort of announcement or confirmation what's up with the other two acts in this trilogy, because there's so much mystery just clouding this. We don't know if they're albums, we don't know if they're movies, we don't know if they're, you know, music videos, that at least an announcement would clear things up quite a bit. I would say that at least if these things happen independently, so if she dropped the number 820 in the lyric video and this little screen appeared, then there's some connection between the two for sure. Then there's some connection that, like, you know, there's got to be something about August 20th. Even if it's just an announcement, there's going to be happening something on August 20th connected to Beyoncé. And I think for all the fans out there, that's a date that you should keep in mind and look out for. We're just waiting on some new information for that. But I would say until then, we can all just enjoy Renaissance. I just dropped a podcast on this as well and talked about how even anticipating these albums and making theories about them like we're doing right now kind of also destroys the experience of us going into the album without having anything in mind. So I would encourage you to just in the meantime, go back to Renaissance, re-listen to that album in its entirety, just take it in fully, and whatever we get after that moving forward, you can just embrace it as we go along. But of course, as soon as we learn anything more about this, I'll be sure to keep you all updated right here, so make sure you're subscribed to always stay up to date with these Beyoncé news and new information like that. But now I want to know what you think about this. Do you think this August 20th day could be something? Do you think there's some depth behind this? Do you think there's something behind this number that now appeared twice? Do you think the picture I showed you all from the subreddit is real? Was it actually on the website and only get taken down? And what do you think the second and third act will be? Will they be music, albums? Will they be movies? Will they be music videos? All your thoughts on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.